Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Mass protests in Prague, Czech Republic. So it seems like they are the only responsible citizens in Europe, because I'm pretty sure the Germans are feeling the bite of their energy bills, not only the Czechs or the Slovaks, but it seems like the Czechs are having a I would say healthy, social movement, or at least a civic feel or duty that they express more than other countries, and that's good. That's good. When you don't like something, say, because those guys over there, the weasels in charge of you, you voted for them to represent you, not to commend you. Okay, that's the upside down of whatever we're taught by the mass media here, that they're not elected officials or representatives representing your wishes, so they are your voice. They make decisions outside of your desires and wishes. So let's see what these guys are doing in Prague. All right, obviously this article comes from Sputnik, because in the Western media you have to dig deep to find it. In Sputnik you find it just like this. So it's from today, the 8th of October 2022. And there's a video over there as well. Mass protests against rising prices, falling living standards held in Prague. Okay, so a mass demonstration has kicked off on Prague's Wenceslas Square on Saturday, today, as thousands of people have gathered to protest against rising prices, falling living standards and insufficient government measures in the current crisis, a Sputnik correspondent reported. So, protests organized by the Czech Confederation of Trade Unions are called, quote-unquote, 5 minutes to midnight. Oh, Iron Maiden is touring Prague? Alluding to what the organization sees as weakness of the government and the belated character of its measures to tackle rising prices. Well, why don't you go to the origin? You don't have to tackle anything. You just go to the origin, and the origin, if you stop that, you plug that little drain over there, you're going to have prices adjusting themselves. But if you allow that to go as it goes, there you have it. So, according to the president of the Confederation, Joseph Stredula, people have came to the streets as they fear. That people have taken to the streets as they fear tomorrow, fear to lose their job and leave their families without money. End quote. Well, where is your badge of honor and regarding Ukraine? Is that gone now? No? Oh, yeah? Okay. Activists are intending to demand that the government introduce regulation of prices. No. Don't be communists. I know you're with the union and you're taking over, but no regulation. Go and plug that little thing with those sanctions, and that would help. That's the main thing you, I think, could do to alleviate. Because you see, these guys are giving more control to the government. They don't understand that. Price control, who's going to control it? A few people, unelected, right there in the government. Okay? Because the government is unelected. It's just the president, the president who's elected, and then I don't know how the vice president is over there. Probably appointed, or they run here, vice president and president. That's how they are. Or prime minister. Whatever they have over there, I think it's prime minister. So prime minister has to be voted, has a confidence vote in the parliament. That's how usually it works over there. So the president said, I want Emil Kosman to be the, vice president, not vice president, I said, prime minister. And then you go in front of the vote, in front of the parliament, and they say yes, nay, yes, no, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. So those are the only ones. And then the prime minister makes his government, appoints people, chiefs of departments. So these chiefs are going to be the ones regulating your Ministers are called, yes. They will regulate your prices. Who are those? One like me, like you, like him, with interests and sponsors behind them. Not like us, clean as crystals. Anyway, so he's intending to demand that the government introduce a regulation on prices on food, essential goods, electricity, gas, and as well as raise minimum wage. If you raise with minimum wage, this is stupid. Again, when you hear here, oh, raise the minimum wage. Okay, you raise the minimum wage, you're gonna raise everything else. And you just go like this. Oh, I'm making $20 an hour. Yeah, but the bread is $5 now. It's not $1 or $2 now. It's $5. Okay, I'm gonna get mine to 30. Okay, then the price jumps accordingly. It's just that's how they go. And they say, oh, we got the minimum wage increased. Yay! And how much is a gallon of milk now? Just Christ. Jesus Christ. Artificially. The market should figure that out. The market should adjust. But if you intervene with the government, then you have this kind. We intervene and you get the minimum wage. If you keep the cap as this one wants, who's going to pay the excess? Because these things, you have to get the money from where? From where? You can't sustain it like this. It's like you pay more, but you receive less. What do you mean? At the same time, some media reported that Stredula was using mass protests to boost his popularity ahead of the presidential election in Czech Republic, as scheduled to take place in January 2023. Since 2021, energy prices in EU countries have been surging as part of a global trend after the beginning of Russia's military operation in Ukraine in February 2022 and the adoption of several packages of sanctions against Moscow by the EU. Energy prices have accelerated the growth, placing energy security high both on the global and national agenda. Yeah, more sanctions for you. And you see how this goes? The governments are imposing sanctions. That bites the citizen. The citizen then demand regulation, and the government will regulate. That means you give them authority to be communists, to regulate your life. That's what you want. So you see, I'm creating a problem with the weasels, right? With the banks, with the military industrial complex, and with the energy companies. I create an issue, right? Sanctions. Not Russia and Ukraine could have developed over there on its own, like many other wars are right now occurring as we speak. And you don't hear any UN, nothing. Ukraine stops the whole world somehow. All right. So you have this, create a problem or participate in it, exacerbate it, make it bigger. It bites the population, and the population is willing to give up its liberties and rights to some weasels who are in the first place the ones who initiated the issue. By sanctions and all that, exacerbated, make it bigger. And then, why? Because you have in this strata of this population a big group, a big percentage of people who are very, very scared of their own shadow. And they would do anything from mommy and daddy, which is the government, to intervene and plug everybody else who's a little bit more freedom inclined and stronger to do whatever the weasel wants. And that's it. You have the whole thing, and that has been seen with we had a little medical emergency for about last 3 years when some people boom boom and you are like that. Thank you very much. And now talk about inflation. You go to that little strata who was crying and buying all the toilet paper all of a sudden. I'm not gonna be able to wipe my ass. I'm buying everything. Created a semi-crisis, and then the inflation and all that, the economy was, no, you can't do it. Yeah, do that and all that. And now we have this inflation. I point out to this group. I don't point out to the politicians, no, to this group, because this group, based on their little scaredy cats that they are, they create a whole, oh my God, yeah, do something, please, government, do something for us. We're gonna die. You're gonna die anyway. You're in the process of doing it anyway, since you got on this planet from your mom's thing. And it didn't come from your dad's, but who knows, maybe now science changes and, you know, birthing people. You remember that one? Anyway, So yeah, mass protest in Prague, and I'm expecting other places as well, because they will start crying. The same people will start crying, the same people. But the government will intervene and will take care of stuff, like mommy and daddy, because we don't know how to live our lives somehow. We need other people to tell us how to live our lives and what we need and what our interests are. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. But you have these scaredy cats, and they can vote. Great, good, good. You love mass democracy. I love it too. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.